Hey y'all, what's up? So, y'all saw me Monday going to OT with Ivea. So if I'm gonna do like the day in the life of a widow with 3 autistic kids, then that means you have to see some of the things that are necessary to do, or some of the things that I have to do in order to help my children become gain all the tools that they need in order to be the best them that they can be. And so now we are headed back to OT with Grace. Let's see if she says, hold on, let me move this out of the way because it's time for a new one. Grady, say hi. Say hi. She said it. So we're headed to, like I said, OT. And I am tired this morning. And this is an every Monday and Wednesday thing. So get this. This is, I want you guys to see exactly what we go through. And some are stay-at-home moms. Because to be honest, if you have children with autism, it is very, very, very hard to work a full-time job. Because number one, they have all types of therapy. So Monday, OT for Bebe. Wednesday, OT for Grace. I just got a text message Monday night, or I don't know, whatever, it was Monday, that they're ready to incorporate speech for Grace twice a week. Mind you, I work part-time because apparently the government says that I'm not old enough to be a widow. Go figure, right? They don't consider me a widow because I was, number one, under the age of 60, so my husband passed when I was 39. Now that I'm 40, they still don't consider it. You don't become considered a widow until you're 60 years old, which to me is the most craziest thing in the world, because who are they to tell me or anybody else what age a person can become a widow? If somebody's been married, doesn't matter how long they've been married. Me and my husband were 17 years in the game, and y'all telling me that I'm not a widow? Y'all probably should have told him or had that conversation with the Lord when the Lord decided he wanted to call my husband home. I mean, but nonetheless, I digress. So I work part-time. As you can see, I'm a little bitter about that. I work part-time, and when my parents come in, they were here for about maybe 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks over the Thanksgiving holiday to help out. But that doesn't take, that's not like if I had my spouse, the whole 50-50, I go to work, you take the kids this day, or you go to work, I take the kids this day. That plate is piled all on me, right? So I go back. No, I got a text Monday stating that they want to incorporate speech for Grace for 2 times a week. Again, I work part-time, right? That's just Grace. They are going to want to incorporate speech for Ivea as well. You see where I'm going with this? It's 24 hours in a day. I work part-time. They have speech and OT. Well, they already have OT, but speech, I'm going to go there now and see when I can schedule speech. They're open Monday through Friday. I don't know, I think they close at like 6 or 7. But it's not just my children that require OT and speech, right? Occupational therapy. When I say OT, occupational therapy and speech. There are so many children that require these services, right? So now I'm gonna have to figure out what days I can allocate for speech for Grace, because speech is very important. So now do you understand why people, number one, I'm speaking for children, parents that have autistic kids, cannot work full time or they homeschool, because it's so many different services that these children, I didn't even add in ABA because ABA has been paused. Now, am I happy about that? No, it's not, because I do believe that I am a big advocate for ABA, which is Applied Behavioral Analysis. Those, we've talked about ABA before, they help with behaviors and teaching your child different tools in order, for certain situations, and just altogether behaviors. So when the people get on the internet, talk about food stamps and all kinds of different money that goes towards families with special needs or Social Security, those are the people that don't have a dog in the fight, right? Those are the people that don't even understand the life of a parent that has a child with special needs or a child with autism. Okay? Because especially single parents. I could speak on a single parent's perspective now, and I can speak on a married parent's perspective. And they both equal out to either one parent has to work full time or the other parent stays home. We tried both of us working at the same time. It does not work. It does not work. Okay? So it gets frustrating because I'm having to adjust and learn what hold on, because it looks like I'm gonna be a smidge late. You see what I'm saying? What they talk about. And then I'm gonna be late. I don't need to be late to these people stuff. It's not like I'm intentionally being late.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Old Griffin Road.
Why is it telling me to do that? I don't know. It's not like I'm intentionally trying to be late. So these people think, oh, I don't know, I put the wrong address in, so I'm gonna be a smidge late, but not like horrible. But anyways, nonetheless, I'm gonna make it in enough time. So I can go on and on and on about a tangent, about blah 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 blah. But what I'm saying is, right, day in the life of a widow with special needs or 3 autistic children. I am now on my way to OT, occupational therapy. They want to incorporate speech pathology 2 times a week, right? I work part-time, right? Georgia does not pay parents to become caregivers for their children, right? Other states pay parents to become caregivers for their children. And why would I need to be paid to take care of my child? On a regular basis, I wouldn't be, because I'd be able to work a 9 to 5. You feel me? I'd be able to put my children in after school program, or let them come home, because my oldest will be 17 in February, and he's 16 now. So they will be able to come home and sit up with their brother. You feel what I'm saying? But because number one, there are no after school programs for children with special needs. Okay? Not at one. There isn't a before school program for children with special needs, because it's too much. They cannot find anybody. Me and my husband, prior to him passing, we looked into trying to find a before care, because we were trying to do that whole both of us work at the same time type deal. And there was none. So the latest, I used to have to go in when I was working part-time still at 9:30, 10 o'clock, because I had to wait on the buses. The buses were sometimes late, blah, 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 blah. So Yeah, so they come right when it's time for them to go to school, and they drop them off earlier than the regular. Ain't no such thing as regular. The devil is a liar. They drop them off right before the children that are in general ed classes. So they get off earlier, right? They get in later. That is why people homeschool their children. That is why some people actually take their children out of school and they put them in ABA. That is actually one of the avenues I'm actually looking into for my to my daughters, Evea and Grace. Yeah. So it's a lot that goes behind having children that have autism, especially if you want to give them what they need in order to be successful. That has always been our goal. And when I say our, I will continue to speak on my ex, my late husband. He was not my ex. He was my late husband. Because that was always our goal, to make sure that they were going to be as successful as we could make them be, but also allowing the Lord to do what he do. Anyway, yeah, so now I'm at OT. I'm made pretty good time. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord. Pray for, I don't know, just pray for me. God loves you. I love you, but most of all, he loves you more. I'm out. See y'all later. Bye. And let me just add this. I mentioned something about food stamps and blah, 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 whatever. We as parents that have children with autism, and let me say this. Okay, so 2 points I'm going to add. I feel like if you have children that have special needs or disabilities, you definitely should qualify for any type of government assistance, okay? Food stamps, Social Security, I don't care what it is, everything, because that life in itself, it's already, it's hard. And if you ain't been in it, then you don't understand, right? You can say all you want to. Now, I'm not telling you not to encourage us, because we definitely need the encouragement, because a lot of times we don't feel like we're doing good enough, or we're doing enough, or we're doing it. We're not parenting our children correctly, right? As a parent with autistic kids, I constantly feel that way. So the reassurance that I was getting from my late husband always helped, right? The reassurance that I get from my circle, it helps. But some people don't get that. So again, food stamps, I believe that we that have children with special needs, whether it be autism, whether it be whatever, anyway, nonetheless. And then the people that have the opportunity to work, I still believe that they should get some type of assistance, because they are working and they need a break. But there is respite care and all of that kind of stuff. I don't trust all of that, because I've seen too many things that have happened and heard too many bad things, and I don't want to end up in jail. I'm the only parent that my children have, right? So there's that. So yeah, I think it's a very important thing but I have no dog. I don't have a say in what we get. The government, I think they allocate, they don't really even think about us. And when I say us, I'm talking about the community of parents and adults or caregivers that have special needs children. I really don't believe that we are a second thought, not even a first, right? And then, so that's that. And yeah, I'm a little bit in my feelings today for whatever reason. I think I'm a little overwhelmed. Because I have to do this every morning, right? Every single morning. Whether it be speech, or not speech yet, or OT. Get up, get the kids ready for school, get them on the bus. If they miss the bus, take them to school. Go to work part-time, so that I could at least connect the empty space that my husband was feeling, you know, because this is a two income family, right? So I have to try to work. Now, I don't know what this is about to look like because my children need these services, right? I want my children to be as successful as they can be. I praise God because Nehemiah, although he may require certain therapies, I don't have to concern myself with that right now. I think he needs social therapy and things like that. That's different. I think that's also a type of therapy, but right now I can't really focus on that. I need to focus on my girls that need, you know, more different intensive therapy. And then Evea being 14, there are some companies that don't take that age. They don't take teenagers. And there are dozens of waiting lists. So I've been on a waiting list since before my husband passed away last year, just to get them in OT, right? Last year, because he passed this year. So last year we put them on the wait list. Anyways, I don't even remember what my second point was. My first point was that. The second point was, I don't know, just doing the best that we can as parents that have children with special needs. I'm gonna try to do more of these, even if they're short, so that you can actually see what we doing. I want to incorporate, you know, Nehemiah cooking, but there are times I can barely make myself get out of bed because at the end of the day I'm still grieving the loss of my husband. Am I in therapy? No. I keep being told I need to go to therapy, which is 100% right. I do need to go to therapy. But that's also, I know that that's a decision that when I'm ready to make it, it will be made. It's not, because when you think about it, therapy is a time where you have to kind of relive a lot of the traumas or the things that you've dealt with throughout whatever the reason you're going. And I don't know if I'm in that headspace yet, right? So this is kind of a therapeutic thing for me. Coming on here and talking about what I do with the kids and things like that. But anyway, I had a second point. I don't remember it. I think I got myself all worked up when we were driving here. But yeah, it's a lot that we as parents with special needs or autistic parents that have autistic kids go through. And that does not include the doctor's appointments. That does not include the picky eating. They only eat certain things. Some parents put their children on a gluten-free, dairy-free, casein-free diet. I tried it. I think I tried it for like a day or two. It's just not, it's not conducive for my life. Especially not now. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Oh, sorry, Jen. I forgot to turn the camera to the side. I don't know. I still got to get used to all of this. Bye, y'all.
Yes.